The first question comes to us from user Kamisakis, who asked, how do you feel about the removal of promotion matches in rank? Continued, how do you think the removal has affected the skill level in higher tiers and the perception of rank as a whole? Okay, so my answer to this one is I actually don't really mind the removal of promotion matches. Honestly, promotion matches were kind of annoying because if you were on your promo match and your randoms kept throwing it, it was really annoying to like try to reach a higher tier, you know? And to be honest, I don't think that like promotion matches really had that much of an effect. The only thing that I guess I'd say I'd miss about promotion matches is like that it would show everyone in the match that you were about to get to the next rank. So, you know, you would get some kind words about it. Next question is from Jinai Hatake, who asked, who is your first Survivor and Hunter main? So my first Survivor main was Gardener, and my first Hunter main, I think, was probably Axeboy. Now this question comes to us from user Winniewee, who asks, what drew you to playing Cheerleader and Mechanic so much? Now for Cheerleader, it was because she was meta. I've been playing since 2018, and I started playing her because she was meta and kind of just got connected to her and her character from that. Also, she has amazing costumes, so that's just a bonus, you know. As for Cheerleader, I got drawn to her because I liked her design and just like the vibes she gave off. And then, of course, when I saw her S tier, I knew I had to wail for it. And she was actually the first ever S tier skin that I fully wailed for and went to like 250 pulls for. So yeah, she like brought me back from a IDV hiatus I was having. So it was really awesome. Okay. Now this question comes to us from user Seal Taters, who asked how to route on Darkwoods. And I'm gonna be honest, I have no clue. I really don't. I'm sorry. Darkwoods hasn't been out that much in rank, and I really don't like playing on it that much. But I would say like the two best areas to kite are at the tree swing area and also at the giant like 2-story building. So I guess like try to plan your kites around one of those two areas as long as nobody's decoding there. Next question comes from user Fallout Boy 13, who asked, what is your favorite skin you own? And I am going to have to state right here, it is Lockhart. Okay. Lockhart is got to be like one of my top S1 favorite skins in the game. Okay. Next question comes to us from user Bakery Lights Dim, who asked, who are some of your least favorite hunters to go against as Survivor and least fave serves to go against as Hunter? And do you find it easier to kite/chase your mains? Okay, so some of my least favorite hunters to go against as Survivor are probably literally any of the meta right now. And also, I have like an Axeboy skill issue, so I'm gonna say I don't like kiting him as well. And also, probably Clerk and Wax Artist I can usually deal with now, but I still don't like kiting him. Least fave serves to go against as Hunter, I'm gonna have to go with Norton and basically any harasser. I just don't like harassers. I mean, usually I can deal with them as Anne, but especially if I'm not playing Anne, harassers can be a little bit annoying, so I'm not a big fan of them. And I guess also Mechanic, because Mechanic is just so strong. Having that fifth person on the map, no other like survivor in the game can do that like her. So it's just she's can be super annoying because of that. And do I find it easier to kite / chase my mains? And I'm gonna say it depends. Like, yes, it can help, but only to an extent. Like, it can help, like, for you to know what the, like, different mind games are or and things you might have to do to, like, counter those, like, characters. But it doesn't mean that, like, if they can outplay me, that I won't, like, get outplayed. I don't know if that makes sense. Okay. This question comes to us from Flaxen the Seal, who asked, which one would you rather have, seals or otters? And I'm gonna have to say seals because I honestly forgot what otters look like. Okay, so this next question comes from Lepestro, who asked, what brand is your fridge? I have no clue, and I'm not gonna go upstairs to check, so I'm very sorry that I couldn't answer your question properly. This question is from Ryuji Fan 64, who asked, when will you carry me in rank again? And I'm gonna have to say, I guess maybe this season? I don't know. It depends. Maybe you should ask me. Okay. Now this question is from C Bloom O, who asked, how do you feel about the new Survivor Archer? Now, just based on her design, because that's like basically all we know about her, I'm gonna say I feel pretty excited, and she looks really fire, so no complaints. Okay. Now we have another question from Flaxen the Seal, who asked corn flakes or frosted flakes. And I'm gonna have to say frosted flakes to that one. Okay. Now this one comes from Noe BF, who asked, do you think with the arrival of the new survivor, Madoka finally arrives in the game? And I'm gonna say I think there's a pretty high chance, especially because NetEase has already stated, like, in their little survey thing, that Madoka is one of the collabs that they, like, you know, have in, like, their little collab list. I don't think that means that they plan to do all of those, but it's like, I guess it just is, like, popular media that has a chance to be a collab. So it's I think there's a good chance, is what I'm going to say for that one. Okay, now this one is another question from Jinai Hatake, who asked, who is your inspiration for reaching top tier rank on IDV? And I'm gonna have to say it's gotta be Persuadable, Grizzly Gaming, Elio, and Numer. Like, those four were like the IDV content creators I would watch back when I was like 12 or whatever, or 14, and, you know, they're really the ones who helped me improve, I'd say, and also just inspired me to, you know, keep on playing the game. Okay. This next question comes to us from Seal Taters, and it says, what are your opinions on characters' full presence / first presence abilities? And I'm gonna say that I haven't really, like, thought about this in depth, but I know one complaint I have is I don't like that Breaking Wheel's Snap is his first presence, because it's so easy to, like, get farmed off the chair because of that, kind of. Because, like, if he's just rolling into the chair, you get, like, one insta spike on you, and then he just has to get another one, and then he just has to snap you. So you kind of just die pretty fast. So that's one, like, complaint I have, I'd say. Other than that, like, I'd say most are pretty balanced, but yeah, like, I haven't thought about it too in depth. Okay, now the next question is from Fallout Boy 13, who said, what is a skin you wished you owned? And my most wanted skin I wish I owned was Animal Tamer. And my second one is probably Kaede for journalist, just because I really like it. Like, I haven't seen Danganronpa or anything, but I just really like the design for her. Now, this question is from Space Cadet BF, who asked, who is your favorite, if you have one, out of the three? Chikawa, Hachiwara, or Usagi? And I'm gonna have to say Chikawa, because I have never seen what they're from, like the show or comic or whatever, and just based on vibes, I'm gonna have to go with Chikawa, because all the gifs I see of Chikawa are so cute, and like all the merch too. This question comes from artist Mimi1, who asked, do you support Palestine? And my answer is yes. I always try to repost any like links or stuff I see on social media for like GoFundMes and things related to Palestine, and I try my best to like speak up and donate. Next question is from someone here.yt, who asked, since it is a fun debate that isn't talked about, do you think Wildling was made as an harasser or rescuer, and why? Okay, so I'm gonna say that him and Forward are kind of similar, where both their abilities are mainly made for harass, but can also have good rescue potential. So I'd say they were made as harassers, but can be utilized as strong rescuers as well. Now this next question is from Freaky Choso, who asked, how would you get past the initial shyness of asking new people to play IDV with you if you felt shy? And I'd say you should not be shy. Like, these are people on a game, they're not people in real life. Like, it can be hard, but you kind of just gotta, you gotta do it. Once you do it once and kind of overcome that shyness, it will be so easy to just keep doing it again and again and make so many new friends and stuff. So yeah. The next question is from Azusawa Kohane. Okay, and this person asks, how do you kite Percy? And my answer to that is try your best not to go out in the open, because obviously he will literally just dash right on top of you. If he is at his little thing where he can break pallets with just a swing, then you kind of gotta pallet spam him. If you see him start doing his charge red zone, just run out of the lines. You'll have time to you'll have time to move out of the way most of the time. But if you're trapped in an area, like a narrow area, and he uses it there, then it's kind of just unavoidable. Other than that, I don't really have any good tips, and I can still sometimes struggle with him, so don't worry, it's totally understandable that you're asking this. Okay, now this next one is from artist Mimi1, who asked, what is your first video games you played? And I think my first video game that I ever played was probably on the Nintendo DS, and I think it was a Tinkerbell game, and I remember it so vividly. There was mini games where you could get silk from silkworms, and you could race the fast flying fairy. I think her name was Vidya or something. But yeah, that was my first ever game. This next one is from Winnie Wee, who asked, who's a survivor you always wanted to master? And I'm gonna have to go with either Anti or Acro, just because both of those, their kiting is so strong, and it's just so fun watching good Anti and Acro players. I don't know. So those two are definitely 2 serves that I wanted to master. Okay, now Fall Out Boy 13 asks, yes or no to Fortnite? And I'm gonna say no because I'm gonna miss every shot. Okay, now this one is a question from Blood Curdling, who asks, do you have a favorite Manor game or character's lore? And I'm gonna say my favorite Manor game is the one with Tracy, Wendy, Charles, Luca, and I think Bon Bon was in that one too. But yeah, that's probably my favorite one. Like, I definitely need to read like more lore, but from what I've like seen and read, it's definitely my favorite one. Okay, now this one is from Seal Taters, who asked, who are your go-to bands when playing Hunter, and does it differ depending on map / what Hunter you're playing? And my go-to bands are Norton, Forward, and Seer, because I mainly play Anne, and those people are really annoying for her. And your bands should usually differ depending on map and character, but like I am not a Hunter main by any means, so I don't really know all about like that stuff, so I usually just ask one of my Hunter friends, like, who should I ban? Okay, now this question is from Jinai Hatake, who asked, do you plan to solo rank or team up rank? If your answer is team up rank, who's your team member? And okay, usually I only do solo rank after I hit champion or P tier, because like I just don't find that much difference playing with either a duo or just solo. So since you can't full team in P tier or champion, usually I just play solo. But below that, I usually am always team up ranking. And as for who's my team members, it's usually any of my friends, basically. Like, I have multiple different friend groups that I'm in, so, like, I switch between different rank groups depending on, like, who's available. Okay. And the very last question is from Snape Wife, who asked, not related to IDV, sorry, favorite foods, ? And I'm going to say I have a lot of favorite foods, but my top ones are probably sushi, mac and cheese, burgers, tacos, and last one I'll go with is fried chicken. Okay, but yeah, that's basically it. So bye, and thank you for everyone who asked me a question.